Hi, I'm Millicent Miller. I work with organizations to help eliminate health disparities through strategic planning, partnerships, training, and capacity building. Recently, I had a chance to meet with some true change agents in New York's aging services field. We've documented what we've learned in the three-part series called Community Engagement in Area Agencies on Aging. This is part one of that series. Optimal health and well-being are goals shared by many throughout the state of New York. Collectively, we strive to meet the needs of those we serve, understanding that the goal of advancing health and health equity with communities is the responsibility of more than any one organization and cannot be accomplished alone. Partnerships between traditional organizations, such as area agencies on aging, aging and disability resource centers, public health departments, community-based organizations, and healthcare providers and systems are not new to many of us. Non-traditional partnerships with a variety of organizations, including faith-based communities and organizations that serve racial and ethnic minorities, adults with disabilities, non-English speakers, members of the LGBTQ+ population, and other specific target populations also exist. Aging services providers know this very well and demonstrate this through targeted community outreach. It's how they connect with populations that might not otherwise have equitable access to services and support. Community outreach is often a one-way or short-term interaction. To truly serve communities, especially those that are traditionally underserved, organizations must cross the bridge from outreach to true engagement. Engagement is a two-way, interactive, long-term, and evolving relationship with a demographic group to meaningfully address their unique needs and outcomes. These leaders have taken concrete, dedicated steps to engage traditionally underserved populations in their communities. This includes racial and ethnic minority populations, individuals with low English proficiency, the LGBTQ+ population, and others. Their models and approaches to community engagement can be adopted and adapted by any aging services community organization. According to the CDC, compelling evidence indicates that race and ethnicity correlate with persistent and often increasing health disparities among the U.S. populations. Community engagement is a powerful vehicle for bringing about behavioral changes that will improve the health of communities and its members. The New York's population is aging and becoming increasingly diverse at the same time. In fact, between 2020 and 2030, the growth rate for 60 and over minority populations is expected to be 30% compared to 5% for the non-minority population aged 60 and over. By breaking down barriers and adapting organizational practices, aging services providers can better improve health and opportunities for all. Let's see some of this work in action. In Onondaga County, the Department of Adult and Long-Term Care Services has done some impressive work serving the Vietnamese population. At the heart of this engagement effort is a special relationship that the office has forged with Mr.Vinh Dang. A prominent member of the Vietnamese community, Mr. Dang has strengthened the agency's connection with the Vietnamese community through Onondaga County's Neighborhood Advisors Program.
Good afternoon. My name is JoAnne Spoto Decker. I'm Commissioner of Onondaga County Department of Adult and Long-Term Care Services, and I'm also serve as Executive Director of Onondaga County Office for the Aging. Very fortunate in Onondaga County to have such a wonderfully diverse and eclectic population. So that's first off. I think in terms of the senior population and the caregivers, we're looking at a population of almost 100,000. So that gives us an opportunity to serve a whole wonderful, diverse group. The guiding principle that our Onondaga Office for Aging goes by is the Older Americans Act. And even though it's 55 plus years old, there still is a tenet that we follow every single day. And that is the greatest one, to serve those in greatest social and economic need. And how do we do that within our community, and how do we get to the people? Well, first of all, the Office for Aging budget, 70% or maybe 75% of our budget goes to community-based organizations. So we support those groups that serve the diverse population of our county. So our neighborhood advisors are very important. They're really a connection. We're very, even though we're small in numbers in Onondaga County Office for the Aging in terms of staff, we are strong. Our strength comes from the community-based organizations that we partner with to do the job. So our neighborhood advisors are meet on a monthly basis. They receive training. They receive most of all support and guidance on what to do, where to go, and how to respond to to the people that they serve in terms of what they need. We also have neighborhood advisors have like a benefits checklist, so to speak, a homemade one, that we have more than 40 programs and services on that list. And every time a neighborhood advisor makes a visit, we go through that list to be sure that we can kind of match the service to the person. So the program has certainly changed over the years. And when I started, maybe there were 7 or 8 neighborhood advisors, and throughout the county, now we have a multitude of neighborhood advisors. Back in, maybe 2002 or 2003, Mr.Vinh Dang was on the cover of our Prime newspaper. Prime newspaper was an insert of another newspaper that our Office for Aging published monthly to talk about nutrition, to talk about anything that we were doing. And Vin was on the cover. And he was part of our senior program, our senior employment program. So he was, quote unquote, trained to be a neighborhood advisor. And we all know, as you'll be hearing very shortly too, what that means to our community today.
Hello, I'm Maria Mahar, Deputy Commissioner of Adult and Long-Term Care Services. I'm responsible for the aging programs here in Onondaga County. Well, I'm very protected over him because I learned of the challenges he went through to come to this country, and it becomes personal to me because of what my family went through and what my dad went through trying to get here to this country and how important it was. And I see that with Mr. Dang, the value that the challenges, the sacrifices he went through, and it's sometimes parallel to what our family went through. So I understand that. I have a personal interest in that, and I want to make sure that that I'm respectful and that help him navigate what he's going through, especially not only just because he's Vietnamese, but as an older adult, it's challenging.
Can you talk about how you met Maria and how you started working with her?
Dạ vâng, cảm ơn chú đã chia sẻ những cái giá trị ở trong cái truyền thống của Việt Nam ạ. Thế thì cái đấy thì nó cũng có liên quan đến cái việc là xây dựng những cái lòng tin ấy, cái mối quan hệ mà có lòng tin với cả các đồng nghiệp như là chị Maria. Thế thì chú có thể nói thêm một chút ý, về cái cách mà cái thời điểm mà chú gặp chị Maria như thế nào?
Không phải là người nào cũng có cái.
When you work with a community, your personal interest is inside the interest of the community. You serve the community, and when the community is served, you are served as an individual, and your family is served. Maria has been a big part of this community. She's well known among the senior people here, and she's from the Philippines, and in a way, Maria is very close to Vietnam. Yeah.
What really worked for me was attending some of the events that the specific group had. So when I met with them, they would invite me out for tea, or they would say January or February is Vietnamese New Year's. So they said, we'd like you to come to our temple, we'd like you to come to our community room and learn and participate in these different programs. And so I did. And it's not just a normal work week. I would go on weekends and evenings and show that I was really wanted to learn about their culture. And by participating and showing up to the different events that they had, they saw that I was really, that they could trust me, that I wanted to learn, and that I took the time to meet with each one of them and to understand what their cultural beliefs were by attending these different holidays, religious events. So I think it's important that if we're going to do outreach, we need really to be engaged. Thing was when the dining program, it started off with 20 people, and then as the word got out, it ballooned to 60 people. So and we had to find a bigger place to accommodate all the people that wanted to come into the dining program. So that's one thing, numbers. And then we saw the increased numbers in referrals and information in asking for, can someone come and explain Medicare Part D to us? Can someone tell us what kind of home-based services there are? So they were calling up our information and assistance program to find out other programs that could help them with the struggles that they were going through, which were a little bit different than some of the 8 other groups that we were serving. So for example, where can I learn English? Because I am going to apply for my green card. So can somebody help me with that? Can somebody help me with Medicaid? So that was about the number of people you could see as the time went on, the number of clients we started seeing coming in and calling us and asking for our help. Not everybody thinks in English, right? So other cultures will listen, they'll translate it into their language, and then they'll understand. So that's something when you're talking to people whose first language isn't English, it's a different language, is that you have to allow time for them to process it